Hi, this is Michael Uslan. You're listening to Batman on Film.
I'm vengeance.
I have given a name to my pain.
The Batman.
Always waiting for some Batman to save you.
It's simple. We kill the Bat of Gotham. I'm Batman.
Hey now, that's an extra special one because of what we're going to talk about today. Ryan Lauer, senior BOF contributor to Batman on Film. I am Jett, Ramey, the founder of Batman on Film. This is the 54th episode of the Batman on Film Social Hour, and we're going to talk about this little independent, little indie movie that may be flying under the radar. Ryan, it's called The Batman.
I think you're shedding some light on it for the first time.
Maybe, I do want to do my part, so
Okay.
public service announcement.
Much appreciated.
So here's the deal, y'all. We're going to talk about the Batman. Ryan and I have both seen it. I saw it in Dallas at the press screening last week. My review is on Batman on Film. It's non-spoiler, so check it out. And so is the great Miss Joanne Hyde. Her review is also on Batman on Film. She saw it at a Denver, Colorado press screening last week. So
Can
check
I
those
say,
out. Yes.
I read her review after seeing the Batman, and she has one of the coolest lines that I think is spot on.
Okay.
If you want me to read it now, or
Sure.
just that's
Go
a nice
ahead.
tease. She says in there, Pattinson's Batman is the complex character I've longed for. He's there like the ominous sound of thunder before a storm, but he's not the storm. He's the lightning.
Yeah.
Boom. Miss Hyde, fantastic. Oh,
Kind
that's
of
that's
spot on,
a
isn't
good.
it?
Yeah, that's a good line.
It
Okay,
is.
carry on.
It is. So we're going to talk about it, non-spoiler. If you have not seen the film and you're listening to this, and you are one of those who are like, you're going dark. Okay. Well, if you're going dark, I don't know why you're listening to this, unless you're just a huge Batman on Film fan, and I appreciate that. So I'm not telling
Turn
you
it
not
off, Peter
I'm
Vera.
not telling you not to listen, but if you're just like, if you're waiting to see it, you only got 2 days now, till the film actually tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I looked here in Dallas and I see screenings at 4, 5, 6 o'clock on the 3rd. So basically it opens officially on Friday the 4th, but there will be the early screenings on Thursday. So, but please, you'll listen to this afterwards. And then we're going to talk about the Batman more in depth on the next social hour. So, but this is this is a review type show as opposed to get into the, just get into it and talk
Specifics.
about every single thing
Yeah.
of the movie and analyze and hypothesize about the film and the future. So again, and then Ryan saw it. Ryan is fresh. Ryan told me before that he did sleep last night after he saw the Batman. He went to one of the fan screenings.
Yes.
Okay. The IMAX fan screenings. I'm going to I'm going to the second round of fan screenings, which are today. They are not in IMAX, however. I'm seeing it in XD up here in Frisco, Texas. And I'm taking Micah Ramey. I'm taking both my sons, Micah and Jake. Micah's coming in for the Batman on Film watch party, which is this weekend. And he's going to see, both of them will be seeing it for the first time. So I get to see their reaction. And this will be the first time I see it with a crowd. And I did check that screening, and it is completely sold out. So I will I'll be with a packed house and see it with a crowd. And
Cool.
if they're probably going tonight, they're probably Batman fans for the most part, right?
For sure. Yeah.
Okay.
How many people were in your early screen?
Oh, 30. It was all
right.
press.
Okay.
No, there were no common folk there, son.
You were you were, you were scattered.
Yeah, I didn't see him with the common people.
With
No,
the kind
no, it was just press. There was no plus ones. There was no, radio show giveaway crowd. Well, some of these press screenings are. All right, so I am 5 days removed from seeing it. Ryan is 5 hours basically removed from seeing it. What'd you think?
guy was really damn good. It ended. I went with my my fiance, and it ended, and we were gonna sit through the whole credits because you just never know these days. And I turned to her, and she gave me her reaction before I asked her even said mine, and she said that was good. Actually, that was really good. And I was like, sweet.
Okay.
And then we talked about it. But yeah, overall, I thought it was really, really good.
So you weren't let down?
Not at all.
Because your expectations were like high as mine. Mine
They
were
were.
sky effing high when I went in.
They were what I used to do back in the days, rewatch trailers a lot, to where I would almost be in movies waiting for moments from trailers to happen. Somehow I was able to knock that stuff out of my head, what we've seen in trailers.
Okay.
So I'm not sitting there thinking, well, wait, what about this part that's
Speaking
coming
of that,
at all?
okay, it's a great little segue. I wasn't planning this, but you brought it up. The trailers were cut in a way. Do you agree with this? They were cut in a way to where they made you think other things than how it turned out in the film.
I don't know. I don't think the trailers did not spoil the movie. Period.
Correct. Yeah.
I do not think that they did that. People who are worried about there being too much, I think this bookmark this after you see the movie as a case of, I don't think you need to worry about stuff showing you too much in movies.
They combined scenes that are from different parts of the film and put them in the trailer like they were part of one scene. That was kind of I don't want to call it a bait and switch, but it was clearly done on purpose. And there was a particular narrative that we saw, especially in the last trailer and on some of the TV spots, like the Bruce Wayne TV spot specifically, that made you think something that wasn't the case. And I'll just leave it at that. And we can talk about that off air or definitely on the next show. Okay.
Yeah.
So just tell me about going, where you went, what the crowd size was like, just the atmosphere.
Northeast Indiana, IMAX, and the theater, I think at least 95% full.
Okay.
Big IMAX, a lot of seats. And yeah, I think it was a typical, at least before I went and I saw the seating, there are spots in the very front row and then a couple scattered in the couple rows behind it. That upper half, which is basically prime seating that everybody wants, completely booked, sold out. So it was a really good sized crowd. It was an AMC theater. So I don't know if it was every single theater or if it was just AMC. They did the special comic that they gave you.
Oh, okay.
It was,
cool.
It says the Batman, The Long Halloween #1 special edition. So it's the first issue of the Long Halloween.
Oh, okay.
But they just did like an exclusive cover for it.
Yeah.
Which I don't know who the artist is. Anyways, so I had that. Now, Bill, this is one of those rare cases where a Reddit source pulled through. I'd only seen images about a Batman cowl popcorn bucket. I don't know if you've
Mhm.
heard about this.
I
It was
did.
gonna be for sale, but only ever saw anything of somebody posted a picture on Reddit. Never an announcement, nothing from anybody. So I was like,
Okay.
I don't even know if this thing's real.
Yeah.
And as we go walking in, we're standing in line to get my ticket scanned and stuff. And I see straight ahead is the concession stand, and it has the digital board above, and on flashes the cowl popcorn bucket.
Okay.
And my lady knows that this is a holiday for me, so she got me one.
Wow.
It's
It's
amazing.
pretty detailed, man.
It is. So
It makes you want
Ryan-
to like trying to find a way to put it on your head, you know?
I know. So there you go. Ryan Haas put popcorn in his. I said, do not put popcorn in mine because I don't want to worry about having to clean it. But
Yeah.
it was a little pricey, but she bought it for me. I didn't. She just said she was going to. Lovely woman. But the quality is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Like, this is like a good hard
is this-
plastic, and the detail of it, like all
Yeah.
that's like you see the stitching like we've seen in the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
That's awesome. This is great display. Anybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about, you can just look online. They're popping
Okay.
up all over the place now.
Are these exclusive to AMC?
I think so.
Ah,
Because Eric Holzman, Eric Holzman, straight out of Gotham, he went to Regal. He said
Okay.
they weren't there. Haas went to AMC. It was there. I
'Cause
went to
I'm going
AMC.
to
It was
a,
there.
I'm going to a
so.
Cinemark tonight. But my
Yeah.
press screening was at A&M's A&MC.
An A&MC.
AMC. It was at the North Park 15 in Dallas.
Gotcha.
And they did, but it was, last week. I didn't see anything. So they didn't even have any. It was at 10 a.m. They didn't have the freaking concessions going. So
But yeah, so that I just want to talk about that. For a
okay,
second. That's awesome.
I'm gonna make a note that one of my screenings I'll have to go to an
AMC.
AMC so I can get this damn thing. and put
So
it- that'll look well. It'll look good here in the office.
that looked great on the Batman.
So
bookshelf.
I know this is audio only. So y'all, it looks like the cowl that he wears, and the stitching, it's detailed. It's very cool. I mean, it is really nice.
It is. It's awesome. I like it. I would have bought this in a store if they'd had it.
Oh,
for
hell
sale for
yeah, I
sure.
would.
So
Like I said, I want
they're
to
good.
find a way to put it on my head.
it does not fit.
Okay. All right.
So, anyways, onto
go
the
ahead.
screening. The screening audience was my crowd was great. As soon as that movie started, like quiet. The funny parts, people laughed. Nobody was obnoxious.
There is some humor in it.
Yeah, there is some humor in
Yes.
it. And then yes, I think the crowd was very responsive. Of course, it got claps at the end when credits came up. So I want to tread lightly on what I say. So I'll just answer your specific questions.
Okay. So it opens. Did it open? I didn't expect the way the film opened. It was so different than, for me at least, my impression was it was different than any other Batman film that we've seen.
I actually asked you, I know on one of these social hours, if you thought we would get an opening credit sequence or not. And I think we both landed with, I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Like we couldn't even guess.
Yeah.
So I do like the opening, and then the opening at first, thinking about it after the fact, almost made me think how Batman 89 opened, and not by like the credits or anything, like the actual movie and characters.
Yeah.
If you can read
Okay.
between the lines.
Yeah, I'll say this. It's not like the Burton Schumacher films in that there's a big, you don't hear the Danny Elfman theme or the Elliot Goldenthal theme. And with the credits and then you get to the film. It's not that. It's also not like the Nolan films, in particular, The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, where you get a big action piece going into it either.
Yeah.
It's Yeah. So, but it's different. But I
Mhm.
get your comparison to 89. And I think,
Okay.
yeah, there is, yeah. Okay. I'll leave it at that.
Yep. All right.
All right. So just riff.
Down the line.
Just tell
Okay.
me.
I want to save the big guy for last. I think we need more screen time to make a valid comparison, but Jeffrey Wright as Gordon is already giving old men a run for his money.
Yeah.
I had no doubts or fears. Anything I've seen Jeffrey Wright in, it's like he's bankable. He's going to do a great job, even if, and I can't think of something I've seen that he's been in. It's garbage. He's going to at least he's going to deliver.
Yeah.
And man, as Gordon, he was fantastic. And I think a lot of this humor stuff was, and not because he's like doing a song and dance and telling jokes. It's just like such natural reactions and lines to stuff. And he the audience, that was probably who got the most response.
It's the most we've seen in a Batman film of Gordon being a police officer. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Most of him being a police officer, the most of him and Batman working together.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I think.
Oh, by far with that one. Yeah.
And that's such a strength. I mean, there's always such elements to a good Batman story I think of Bruce and Alfred's relationship, Batman and Alfred's relationship,
because
Batman and Gordon's relationship.
They are partners in this film.
Absolutely.
Straight up.
And I think that I can't.
And
I need a couple more viewings.
Yeah, and they're already when the film opens, they're already have a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
The bat signal exists.
I love
mean,
that.
this is no spoiler here. The bat signal exists. Gordon fires that Joker up.
And I think it's one of the movie's best strengths.
Mm-hmm.
I think is the Gordon Batman their relationship.
It wouldn't work, I don't think, in this film if we had to establish the Gordon Batman relationship like in Batman Begins all over again.
Yeah,
we know. We know. Okay, I'm with you on Gordon. So go keep going, dude.
Gordon. I told Pete because Penguin, that's his guy.
Mm-hmm.
Colin Farrell, we already knew, unrecognizable.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that series on HBO Max.
I put that in my review
as Oswald.
I put it in my review. I said Colin Farrell made me hate like Oz Cobblepot, and I'm ready for more of him and that TV series.
Yep, I think he was great. Zoe Kravitz was great. And this is a part maybe, and this is not disappointment, she was not in it as much as I thought she was gonna be.
Okay.
But that's not a negative. That's just
let me ask you about the Penguin real quick. Go back to Penguin.
Sure.
Farrell was had said he only filmed a few, I don't know, he named a number. I mean, it was a small number of scenes. But did it feel like he's in the whole thing? Just about the way
maybe to him he did only film a couple scenes, but the way that it was scattered.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say like his presence was felt throughout the whole movie, but it did not feel like
he showed up
glorified
throughout the film.
cameo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Okay.
He should be fourth or fifth on the call sheet, probably fourth. Okay. I'd say on the call sheet.
And with Selena and Zoe Kravitz, who she was great. Mm-hmm. I felt it was the most that we've ever got to know Selena Kyle ever
on film,
whether it be Batman Returns or of course Dark Knight Rises.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've really fleshed her out without there's not a lot of exposition like, when I was growing up in the slums and none of that stuff. You just got to know her.
She had different scenes that required different emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that none of the previous ones did or anything like that, but it's just she was put in a lot of different positions, in scenes and settings and stuff like that, where she had range for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think she was really good.
Her and Pattinson clearly have a chemistry.
They have good, really good
And they're
chemistry.
they're 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 like they're good friends and have been for like a decade. So that's
it's
yeah.
it's been good to see. And I know I sent you one, not to post on BOF, but just to watch
Mhm.
of an interview of them together. And I think you can see it when they're doing interviews together, even of like, I don't know, maybe it's cheeseball hokey, but it's like, oh, it's just good to see like these
Yeah.
are two people that share screen time together, and yet it looks like they thoroughly enjoy
Yeah.
each other's company.
Yeah.
Who else? Andy Serkis was good as Alfred. Um, I think Matt Reeves said Earth One was an influence.
Mm-hmm.
Fully agree.
Yeah.
And I think that's all I want to say on.
I mean, it's been out. That's I think it would help. I mean, if you haven't seen it, Alfred he's the Alfred role. There's no
Mhm.
doubt about that. He raised Bruce Wayne. But his background, and it was hinted at in The Dark Knight Rises, that version of Alfred with Michael Caine, that he had a military background. Well, this one definitely has a military background. He was in charge of Wayne security at some point. His job was not only to take care of the family, was to protect the family. That's one of his, with his small amount of screen time. I say small, but the weight that Alfred had on his shoulders from not being able to protect the Wayne family, and his and not being able to be the father to Bruce. His perception that he was not a father to Bruce the way Bruce needed, and maybe that's one of the reasons why he's doing what he's doing, in the film, and that it really comes out in the movie. And I thought the relationship between Alfred and Bruce, because it's a cold one, and not necessarily on Alfred's part. This is in my review as well.
It's pretty much question, answer.
Yeah.
That's it. That's their relationship where they start off.
For me, it was fresh, and it's going to be, and it's going to mean something when it gets to the more traditional, you know what I mean? Alfred Bruce relationship.
Yeah.
At some point.
Absolutely.
And I won't say whether that happens in this film or we're waiting for a sequel, but I'm just,
So I
think what I'm saying.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, I took fiance, and it's always, as I've talked to you about this before, she's my barometer on general audience.
Yeah.
She watched the Batcat trailer once. She watched, I think, the Fandom trailer twice.
Yeah.
That's all. And I don't tell her anything about anything that I stumble across. So she's going into this fresh eyes. She's representative to me of general audience. And Alfred, because we watched some Batman movies leading up to this. And so she would say what she likes and doesn't like. And she instantly liked this Alfred. Yeah. He felt like he feels like an Alfred.
Yeah. He's, you can tell he's battle worn. He's scarred. He walks with a cane.
Which, did you come across that he actually said?
Yeah, he had a
he broke his hip.
Or broke his hip. Yeah, and it just worked out where
Reeves wrote him as having a cane, and he's like, "Oh, good, because I actually need one."
Yeah,
poor guy.
So
okay, Riddler. First time that we see the Riddler. I don't want to say when, how, anything like that. Creepy AF, I think, is the cool way to say it.
Truly, you know what? Is this hyperbolic for me to make this statement? The first truly scary AF villain we've seen in a Batman film.
Oh,
it'd be tough besides Ledger's Joker. I mean, that's tough to say. I mean, I don't want to,
because I mean, that also, I don't know. So this is where I was asked about, almost of like, is this Riddler better than Carrey's Riddler? And I said, I don't think that you can answer that because the movies require different takes. So Dano's Riddler would not work in Batman Forever. Carrey's Riddler would not work in the Batman. I think both of them worked just as effectively for the movie. You know,
if you're like set in stone in your mind that the Riddler in this film should have had a bowler, the bowler hat and the green leotard question mark suit with a cane and, riddle me this and all that. It wouldn't work. But I'll say this, Ryan, would you agree or not that they nailed the core aspect of the Riddler?
Oh yeah.
100%.
And that factors into the scarier approach of it.
Yeah.
In which we know, and I have it sitting right next to me on my shelf, actually, we know that Matt Reeves has mentioned Zodiac Killer when he was thinking of this. And yeah, absolutely. And that's creepy.
And
that's
it's
scary.
not, I saw someone say it's just the Zodiac Killer with the Riddler label strapped to him. And that's not true. That's incorrect.
No.
Of course, this was someone who hasn't seen the movie either. So
Yeah. And I know that's been a point of contention, I think, a lot. Batman the Animated Series, that Riddler outfit and everything. I love that series. I love that Riddler version. I love that look and everything. I don't really freak out on aesthetics of stuff until after I see the movie. The Riddler's never bothered me. To that to me, I'm like, oh, that's different. He's green. He's got a question mark. It seems like he's going to be doing riddles. To me, that's what I think of with the Riddler. So I'd say maybe the only like aesthetic when it was released, I was like, was Leto's Joker. When they first started releasing stuff like that, I was like, I don't know if I like that. But then it was even with that, wait and see the movie. But here, his appearance, I think, really works for different reasons.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to say. I just think it's really effective. And yeah, the first time that we see him, I think there was like a little bit of like a shudder or a gasp a little from some people in my screening.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
Yeah.
I'm all for that. Okay, let's creep us out. Let's do this.
He is the main part of the horror element of the Batman.
Yeah. Yep. There's like a combination of definitely of Saw, I think, too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever saw that. The first, there's a whole series, but the first one's the only one I think is actually good. But I'm curious if Matt Reeves saw and thought about that at all, because I got some Saw vibes, which were creepy. Like I said, Zodiac, which is really creepy. And then when we go to, another character in the movie was the Batmobile.
Oh, 100%.
My God, before it took off,
it's like Christine.
I got so giddy and started smiling. And I that's not a lie. I really was. And I didn't want to tap her next to me or anything, but just before it takes off and it's ramping and shit, like,
it's
my
like
God, Matt Reeves sold that.
He
well.
is such like I'm talking about the Batmobile.
Sure, why not?
Or the Batmobile is a character. It's like almost demonic. And the lights, it's like it's alive. It's alive. It's like I know one of them mentioned, it's like Christine.
Reeves mentioned Christine.
Reeves, okay. And yeah, for real. And that action sequence, that Batmobile scene, and do you think you've seen everything because of the trailer? No. It is great.
It's so great.
It is really. I was almost gripping my seat. It's that you get that much anxiety watching it because of how it all plays out.
That's the scene that's going to be something else when Ryan Haas and I see it in the Dolby box seats for our second viewing, because I think it's got the speakers and the stuff in your seat. That scene specifically, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Strap in for that one. And then lastly, Pattinson's Batman.
Okay, before Batman.
Falcone. Different than.
Did you like? I thought it was. Yeah,
I thought he was very good.
John Turturro was really good. He was. is smarmy the word to use? There was an arrogance and such an arrogance about him that you wanted to slap him across the face, like every time he was on the screen.
I got that from one scene.
Yeah.
The others, I think, definitely in the sense of, he's definitely carrying himself above everybody else.
Yeah.
He's on this level. Everybody else is a couple notches below him.
When you want to slap a movie character across the face, that's a compliment to the actor.
Yeah.
So I say that with much props to John Turturro. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pattinson, the Batman.
He kicked ass as Batman, literally, but then also, metaphorically, he was a damn good Batman. And I say Batman because there's a lot of Batman in this movie.
Yeah.
And I mean that in nothing but positive regard. And he was great as Batman. The steps he takes as Batman, literally, if you know what I mean, is we hear him coming.
Yes. Yeah.
And the way that Reeves is that build up of seeing him, like, God, it's great.
Yeah.
It's something you don't get that in a comic. Love comics. You don't get that feeling in a comic. That's a live action movie.
Look, man, the way they shot this I'm glad the bat signal was already in use, because it plays a part into what we're talking about. The Batman is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And literally when he, that line of, it's not just a signal, it's a warning, or whatever the final one was in the film. But that thing's in the sky, and you see these, these people in Gotham, these not so good people, bad people, up to shenanigans, and they're
superstitious and cowardly lot.
They're looking up and they're seeing that, and it's powerful. The reaction they have to it, it's obviously working.
We got a good glimpse of it briefly in The Dark Knight at the beginning.
Yes. Yeah.
They expand on it.
Not tonight, man. Yeah.
They stretch it out more here, and put it fits right into it.
And the use, literally, they think I'm hiding in the shadows. I am the shadows. They use that with the shots of, the shadows, basically.
Yeah.
What the hell's in it,
Hell yeah.
And the reaction of these people.
So yeah, his voice, I love his Batman voice. I love him in his suit. I love his fighting. I don't want to spoil. I love what he uses as Batman to fight, to investigate, all that stuff. I love that. Yeah, he's really good as Bruce Wayne too. But like I said, I think this is almost more of a Batman movie.
It is. He is literally, Pattinson is almost in every scene in the film.
And that approach is so, and we talked about this either the last social hour, the one right before it, because Reeves had even talked about, he mentioned a Hitchcockian approach. And I think that works so well, and why it makes some of these other characters so effective. It's like, we're not getting the Riddler except for when Batman sees the Riddler. We're not getting the Riddler at home as he's taking a bath and cooking some ramen noodles and then decides, I'm going to suit up and be the Riddler tonight, or anything like that. We're experiencing this stuff pretty much from Bruce's perspective. And that worked really, really well.
The look they went for with Bruce Wayne, which was on purpose. Robert Pattinson didn't show up on set and go, I'm gonna have my hair a little bit longer and it's kind of going to be unkempt, and but that works because there ain't really no Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
It's all Batman, and he's consumed with it. He's tinkering in the Bat Cave. Um, it's all about Batman and the mission. That's all it's about, and that's where that coldness comes from, even with his relationship with Alfred. He even says it, I don't have time for any of that stuff.
Yeah. And so I think
And that stuff is Bruce Wayne stuff. He doesn't have time for it.
I like it gives them that avenue to explore in like the next movie, because they could totally go, because I almost saw physically looking wise when Pattinson was on Jimmy Kimmel, of like, wait, dude, this could be your Bruce Wayne. The way that he was all looking sleek and proper and all that, and Mr. Charmer or whatever. I'm like, oh, this could be your public Bruce Wayne, like in the next movie, is like this way. So it gives, at least, I don't know, it gives them a place to go, which is what I know I've said.
Well, I've said for like on all these shows, and I've said Batman's not fully formed. Bruce Wayne's not fully informed yet either. There's Bruce Wayne isn't even formed. He doesn't exist. It's just Batman at this point.
And that's where I felt with a lot of this, as Reeves has always said, this is not an origin story.
Yeah.
But it is him early on. And to me, I've always thought, well, that gives them as storytellers somewhere to go. He's got evolution coming.
Bruce Wayne, the character in this film, the arc belongs to him. And it was really powerful art to me watching it. It really hit me in my Batman fan heart pretty hard. I don't know about you, but it did for me.
I don't know what somebody, oh man, I don't know how to, I want to say yes. I got my Batman moments in this movie.
Yeah.
That I want. There's a reason that this character is an obsession.
Yeah.
To me, and always has been. And there were moments in the movie on why it's like, I just want to point and be like, you get it? This is it. This is why I love this character.
I got to the point at the end, and I was just like, I can't imagine Reeves casting any other actor as Batman and Bruce Wayne for this movie.
Not pitch perfect.
He was Pattinson was, and I know he's a great actor. He was fantastic in this film. Fantastic. I mean, I can't say enough about it. It's
a movie success solely relies sometimes on its main casting.
Yeah.
And no concerns, hesitations. There's no moment in my head that sticks out of like, well, maybe here with something. And no, one viewing, that's all I know, but still nothing stands out for me to say any kind of hesitancy with the part. Reeves nailed it beginning to end.
He nailed the casting all the way around in this film.
Yeah.
One other part of the film I think we need to bring up, two things real quick.
Okay.
The look of Gotham, and the musical score.
Yeah.
Gotham was pretty Gotham, wasn't it?
Yeah. It fits, but it's different than what we've seen before. I know there's a combination of oh man, what was it? Was it gosh, where were they? Was it Scotland? No, not Scotland.
They were in Glasgow.
Yeah. Okay. And Chicago. Maybe
and Liverpool.
London? Okay.
And there's some London. Yes.
I couldn't. Maybe one spot. It's because I knew when they shot in Chicago that I was like, oh, that's the Chicago part. But otherwise, it's seamless. And nothing looks out of place.
Yeah.
it looks like it is. They shot in one location. and
It's
that
very,
city was their Gotham.
It's very 1970s Times Square, New York City vibe, neon, but dark neon. You know,
Yeah.
dark, rainy. Rains a lot in Gotham. That's fine.
Yep.
I'm okay with that. Aesthetic, it worked, and I thought the score was fantastic. It
I
really,
did too. I thought it was great. I haven't gotten to listen to it because I bought the score when it went on sale on Friday, but I did not look at track listings. I didn't listen to it, and today will be the day that
I listened to it afterwards, after seeing the movie, and the first cut of the score. If you listen to it after you see the film, it's even more powerful. But in the film, it's power because as I saw the film and I know how powerful it was in the film.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
No, not the. And I mean, how about the Batman? You know, bump. But there is a boom, boom, and you know,
Yeah. Yep.
something's coming.
The Batman's coming.
Yeah. So yeah, you wanna try to give it a grade?
I mean, I'm at an A. I want to stick. I know what my grade will be after like a third viewing. Will be like, okay, this is my grade, period.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, like right now, there's an A.
Yeah.
Is an A for me.
The length of the film bother you at all?
No, I did have to shift probably twice. I have no clue if it was like the last 20 minutes or last half hour, just because my butt was getting numb.
Yeah.
But I mean, we probably had 20, 25 minutes worth of previews before it, which
Really?
was starting to get a little annoying. Yeah, they really played a lot of previews, and I was getting a little, okay, come on, just play the damn movie.
Yeah. That was one good thing
at that
about
point, we're looking at almost 3.5 hours sitting in the same seat. I didn't get up. I didn't get my big gulp or anything. It was a bottle of water.
The good thing about going to the press screening was I walk in and they have, it's, you know, I posted a picture of it on Twitter, you know, the Batman, it's Zoe Kravitz and Robert Pattinson in that, you know, that golden background of Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, 10 a.m. came, lights went down, the movie started. So I didn't sit through any of that bullshit. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, nice. Because unfortunately, all of them were trailers I've seen already too.
Yeah.
But I get it. I get why they play previews. I do. But that I'm just saying that added almost an extra half hour of me sitting in the seat. So that's why I had to move a little bit. It was in no way because the movie was feeling. I never checked my watch to see what time it was.
How many times are you going to see this
all.
thing, you think, in theater before HBO Max?
3 at minimum. Waiting on a friend for the Monday or for his coming Monday.
You saw it last night. You're going to see it Thursday in Dallas.
Yep.
With Haas, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And then BOF watch party on Saturday.
Anybody else going with you Thursday? Just you and Haas, right?
Just me and Haas. Yep.
Pete Vera is still holding out till Saturday.
He is.
Watch party.
Which I respect that.
Yeah. Props to him.
He and Garrett both.
Yeah.
Garrett needed some motivation last night. People to talk him out of seeing it before he sees it on Saturday, and he's getting some support of hang in there.
Okay. Well, now it's Rachel. That'll be her first time Saturday.
That'll be hers too.
Yeah.
All right. It'll be fun to see them the first viewing. But then I know Monday it's pending.
So
that
that's
that
4.
might be time number 4.
Yeah. So you got at least 3 within a week. That's a pretty good run right there.
But it's almost slacking though too, because Batman vs Superman I saw 3 times opening day. Dark Knight Rises I saw 3 times opening day. Dark Knight I saw 1.5 times opening day because my theater had a bomb threat and we had to leave at the midnight.
Oh my god. Okay.
I was so pissed, Bill.
Oh my gosh. You told me that story. I think we've talked about it on a podcast. Yeah.
I think we did on the BOF Chronicles. But yeah, I mean I'm gonna make it at least, because even if I do see it Monday and that'll be the 4th, I could see like a week or 2 going by and be like, I gotta see it one more time in theaters.
I am going. Okay, I saw The Presser. I'm seeing it tonight. I'm seeing it Saturday. That's 3. And I'm thinking next week I may sneak in a couple
All right.
because I can go,
Why not?
I can go at a 10 or 11 a.m. screening.
You can go whenever you want.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll go. What the hell?
Well, what's going to be fun and different also is my 3 screenings that are booked. It's a different experience each time.
Yeah.
So like it was IMAX last night. It's going to be the Dolby box seats or something with Haas. It's going to be basically the BOF theater on Saturday.
Do you recommend people giving it an IMAX screen?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know specifications and all, technical aspects other than the fact of IMAX is bigger.
Yeah.
The picture is it's huge and the sound is great. And Matt Reeves specifically made, he was testing this out and tweeted about it with Dolby and IMAX. So,
speaking of sound, here's the thing. They were really great. The little things, the little sounds, even did you notice when Pattinson moved, you could hear the leather creak of the cow?
His boots.
Yeah, and the boots.
Which you knew if you read that little prequel novel.
Okay,
you don't need to read that. You don't need to read that to watch the
thing.
movie and understand it. But I mean, he had those boots, and you can hear him walking in those boots.
I'm glad
those boots are made for walking.
Yes,
Fancy Sinatra.
Yes, I'm glad that you brought that up about the prequel book. I'm with you that you don't have to read it to be informed about any of the plot things of the Batman, anything or any of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
But it does add, if you have read it, it does add to I want to say after I saw the film and I thought back to the prequel novel, I went, aha, there's a lot of things that really I would. So if you see it, if you haven't got that, I would recommend reading that 100%. Because it really it helps flesh out the more of this universe even more.
It's $10 and it doesn't require a ton of your time.
Yeah.
And it's just some nice little extra. It's some extras.
Yeah.
An appetizer or not appetizer, an extra side.
Yeah.
For the Batman meal.
Sure. Okay.
There you go.
All
it's
right.
always about food.
Well, I gave it an A+.
Mm-hmm.
The movie blew me away. It is so my Batman.
Yeah.
That I didn't, how I want to say this, because I don't want to come across like, he's shitting on what became before. Let me just I love and adore the Dark Knight trilogy. Every December, I will still watch that thing back to back to back. This one, the Batman was just, I really loved the gritty, the year one aspect, street level, dare I say, realistic, quote unquote, version of Batman. And this was just more that. And I think the fact that you see more Batman doing Batman stuff, Batmaning, I loved it. Loved it. Loved the film.
It was different than what's come before.
Yes.
But it definitely is like fits in with those Batman movies too.
Sure. Yeah.
I think Pete
they're all cousins.
He had to ask me. He didn't ask me to rank them, but I just said, Pete, I don't know where it sits, but I can tell you in no order my top 4 Batman movies. For me, The Dark Knight, Begins, 89, and The Batman.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight, I think it's too soon, but also I think I still know how I felt coming out of that movie. Mm-hmm. That's my favorite movie of all time. I still think that's probably got number 1 for me, but the next 3, I don't know. But it's good company. Those 4 movies, it's like that's good company.
Probably could concur with that top 4.
Yeah.
I love Begins. It is my favorite. I still say is my favorite. But I've watched Begins now for what, 17 years?
Yeah.
Golly, 17 years.
I mean, 17 years since I graduated high school. Oh, I'm old.
I've only watched I'm gonna tell you how many years it's been since I graduated high school. hell, I'm getting. Let's see.
Say where are
Oh
you at?
shit! I'm thinking. What is this? Oh, 38, dude.
Ooh, oh boy.
Yeah.
Hey now.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is a movie that will go up with 89 and the trilogy as a film I will watch over and over and over again.
Yep.
That I will revisit over and over again.
Yeah.
I'm ready to revisit tonight. So with that, I kind of got had that.
There you go.
I got this same like I did at the end of that movie. You know, I sat there for a second. I didn't make it through the entire credits.
They did a shout out to your boy Libra Mayhem.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a special thanks and did a cool long list of comic book writers and artists. And yeah, Lee was one of them.
I wanted to see my man Michael Uslan get his credit. And soon as I saw Michael E. Uslan, I
stood up, saluted, and
I didn't like that. So I mean, I had a hat on, military style, which I'm not military. And went about my way.
How long did you talk to him on the phone when you got out of the Batman? Let's be serious. You called him.
I texted him because he had said, let me know what you think as soon as you see it. And I texted, wow. He said, call me. And we talked for about half hour.
Very cool.
And he just listened for me, just mainly what I was saying here today, just falling over this movie. So I want to say also props to Matt Reeves. You can tell he put his heart and soul, his Batman fan heart and soul into this film.
Mm-hmm.
So did Pattinson. So did everybody, for that matter. So that's all I got.
I did pick up because we had to run over to Walmart as soon as because it's right next to the theater. And Bill, they have the Batman casual cruise socks.
No way.
For $10. And I mean, it's a nice little variety of
Let me tell you now what you've done. I'm gonna tell you what you've done.
I just saw them and I was like, I gotta get these.
You don't, it doesn't bother me. But I want to get this from Announcer Rachel. What did you buy now?
Yeah.
Because I'm buying those.
Yep.
And I'm gonna wear a pair Saturday.
They're socks. I mean, they're crew. So most of the time those are worn with pants. So you don't get to see them, but I know what I've got.
That's right.
I got the socks.
Exactly. What this has nothing to do with, like, no one wants to hear this. I'm gonna ask you, what section of Walmart were they in when you found those?
So this is impressive. Over by the toys, because every time I go to Target or Walmart, I gotta stop by the toy section. And in the toys, like not down a toy aisle, but you walk down, they've got the big, to the right is like, there's the home section. To the left is toys. They've got a big ass Batman setup that has the McFarlane toys. It's got like book bags and t-shirts, and then they had these socks. And they've got the new McFarlane, like, I think they're like $41, I think, like taller 12-inch figures.
I ordered the Batman on that one, so
I would have picked up a Batman if they had it, but they only had like 2 Riddlers, which because they're either out of stock or didn't have them out yet, or people bought them already. I don't know. But yeah, so it was not hard to miss.
Okay. So
there you go.
Well, I know where I'll be going here shortly.
Today.
Yeah.
Get them and wear them to your screening tonight.
All right, go ahead and plug whatever you'd like.
Plug away. Okay. Let's see. BOF. On BOF, I've got comic book reviews on the Batman main title. Check that out. Check out past articles on Batman movie posters, interviews with Lee Bermejo and Long Halloween Parts 1 and 2 screenwriter Tim Sheridan that Bill and I got to do. Coming up this month, Sean Murphy is going to return to the White Knight universe. So I'll get to start covering that on BOF. I'm looking forward to that. And so, yeah, there you go. There's those reviews. And then if you've got a Batman itch that you need scratched with some comics, you can follow my podcast, The Batman Book Club, on Twitter at the Batman BC. You can get it wherever you find podcasts at all. The most recent episode that dropped this week was the February wrap-up episode with the Italian himself, Peter Vera, where we talk about Batman comics released in February. And yeah, we've got a lot of good books coming up throughout all of March. Actually, the next one is going to be Dark Knight, Dark City, which is a Riddler episode, and then following that is going to be a recent story called The Imposter with Bill Jett Ramey.
Batman the Imposter. Very good. All right. One more question about the Batman.
All right, now.
What comic book influence did you feel the most of in the film?
The Long Halloween.
Okay.
Ooh, wait. No, it's Long Halloween and Earth One.
Yeah.
The fact that I said Long Halloween right away is probably a little bit more telling, but I think that is almost more in the atmosphere and a couple of little elements. I think
got
Earth One,
Long Halloween,
is another one.
Earth One. I got Ego. I got Year One. The vibe is clearly the aesthetic. The vibe is very much Year One. So yeah, lots of and there was lots of nods, and not those cool wink and nods, but just things from the world of Batman that were mentioned or showed up.
Yeah, like the Omega Sanction,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dark Side is in this.
Spoiler
Damn
alert.
it!
Sorry.
Jeez.
Cut it out.
Yes.
Cut it out, Bill.
But Maroni, being a character, but not physically in the character as an actor, So okay, all right, I could go on and on. All right.
Yep.
Just look, check out my review at Batman on Film for the Batman, and also again check out Miss Joanne Hyde's review as well. It's two different reviews from two different perspectives, and both. I loved her review. I loved my review too. Actually, what the hell? I'm gonna say
that's good.
That'd
have been weird. I love her review. Mine is shit.
Yeah, just go to Batman on Film, and you can find out all my stuff. But all the shows, Batman Book Club, all the stuff,
Straight
Out of Gotham, all part of the Batman Podcast Network. Just go to Batman on Film, find podcast, drop down, find menu. There is a actual website, but it'll come around. But you can find it on Batman on Film, all the good shows there, and everything else is, you can find me on social. You can get t-shirts, you can get stickers, you can become a patron, whatever. It's all on Batman on Film. That's all I got. So for Ryan, I'm Bill. The Batman is here. Period.
It is.
Jeez.
He is.
It is here. It is here. Go see it. And then we'll be speculating about the sequel for the next 3 years. All right, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for listening. Catch you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Batman on Film Social Hour, Jett's official BOF podcast and vlog. Follow Jett on Twitter at Batman on Film. For BOF news only on Twitter, follow at the Batman on Film. For Jett and everyone at BOF, I'm announcer Rachel. Authoritative, definitive, the original Batman on Film.